Okay, good morning everyone. How are you today? I hope you all are fine and have you already got breakfast? Right, for me I have done and hope you are done. And don't forget one is that enjoy your breakfast and then enjoy your learning with me, okay? Alright, so can you tell me everyone what day is it today? For you today Wednesday, right? So on Wednesday, what subject did you study or what books are you going to study? Right, we are going to study about grammar collective 3, right? So right now, everybody we are going to continue our day, okay? Our study into grammar collective 3. So please tell me what day is it today? Sure, today Wednesday, May 20, 2020. It is night day, the day 20, the year is also 2020. So it is 20 all, right? Okay. And today we are going to continue our book. So everybody please open your book on page 50 altogether. We are going to do or to learn from our lessons is talking about unit 11. Okay, that is he was chased by a dog. Okay, he was chased by a dog. So in here, in these lessons, we'll be focusing about one grammar point that the grammar is focused about passive. So passive, you are going to know about passive with the form and the definition. Okay, how do you create passive sentence? So can you tell me if your understanding, what do you think what is passive? No action, right? Okay, so let's move to our section here. I'm going to explain you one by one related to passive and active point. Okay, so the definition of this, it means that in active sentence, the subject does the action. Okay, so in here we can say subject is the doer. Okay, subject is the doer. Subject does the action to the object, or subject does the action in the sentence. Likely, I throw a marker, I fight the board. Okay, I knock the board, or I fight somebody else, or I am doing something else. Okay, like I sit on a chair. So this is talking about the activity of the subject. That is subject is doing activity or do the activity, right? But let's move to the next one. As they say that in passive sentence, the action is done to the object. So the action is done to the object, right? Like here, right? I can say that the marker, okay, the marker is fought or is written by me. So what is the receiving? Who is the receiver? Right, the subject receiver. So in active, you focus about the subject is the doer. In passive, we focus about the subject is the receiver. With subject receive the activity or the action, right? Okay. So in order to form the passive, so form of passive with what? Be plus past participle plus by. Do you know why by put in a bracket? You will know later on what is it, right? So before we move on our notice or our rules of changing from passive to active, I would like you to see our example first. Okay, so in here we can say that a dog chased my cat. So this sentence focuses about the active voice or actives. Why I said it is active? Because for the we focus about the subject is the doer. Subject does the action. So what is the action of the subject? Chase what? Chase my cat. Okay. So as we have already mentioned in here or giving you the definition, they say that in active sentence, the subject does the action. So subject does the action. What is the action of the subject? Chased. Right. Okay. How about in passive sentence? They say that the action is done to the subject. What is it? My cat was chased by a dog. Okay, because of what? In the active sentence, we wrote it in the past statement or past sentence, right? So in passive, we also make it as a past sentence as well, right? So this is past passive and this present or present active. Okay, all right. So in order to make you to be easy to getting note about the lesson in here, I would like to give you some notice, and please you can note it down in the books and try to check your understanding. If you have any problems, you can ask me in group or ask a teacher. We will respond for all the questions that you ask. Okay, but don't forget that If I have more time, I am going to respond instead of your teachers. But if the time is not available, maybe your teacher will be the one who responds to your questions. Okay. All right. So my notice it means my rememberation. How do I change from active to passive? Okay. So notice, if I want to change from passive or active to passive, I have 4 ways to do it. The first one, I have to change the object of active to the subject. So here our example is that I have to change the object of passive or of active to be the subject of passive. Okay, and subject to be object. Okay, to be an object. So here a dog gonna be to be function as an object, right? See? So the first step we are going to do is that get the object of active voice or active sentence to put as the subject of passive sentence, and then take the subject of active sentence to put it in function as the object of passive. Okay, and next the second step, add to be. So to be is needed to add. Okay, we have to add to be. Okay, because of what? Because of form of passive must be plus participle. So the third one, change verb 1 and verb 2 to verb 3. So here we're gonna change the verb here. Chase. You are going to change the verb chase to be what? To be participle. So chase to be chase over here. Okay. So this is the third step, and the last step is that if you know the doer, likely I know the subject who is the doer, I put by. See, I know who is the doer, a dog, so I put by. But if I don't know who is the doer, I do not need to put by anymore. Okay? So if I don't know that who is the doer, I will put my dog was chased. So I don't know who is the doer of the activity, right? Who chased my dog. You got it? So this is the way that we are going to put by and not putting by. We have already know that. So in here, likely when you do the activity, you know that you know who is the doer. Like I know that Mr. Dara is the doer, so I can put by Mr. Dara. But I don't know. I can say that someone or they. So who is the doer? They. I don't know, right? So I don't put by. Okay. So any question got into the notice here? So this notice helps you to recognize or to know the ways of changing from active to passive. If you are clearly about the notice here, you might be easy in order to change from active to the passive sentence. Okay. So any question, everybody? All right. Now let's move to our practice. What is our practice that you are going to do with me? So we are going to move all together to make sure that you understand clearly about the passive statement, okay, or passive sentence. Okay, as you see on the left side, practice. So practice, I have 3 sentences for you. So each practice, it means that you have to change this statement or this sentence to be the passive sentence. All the sentences here on the board are active sentence. So you have to change the active sentence to be the passive sentence. Okay? All right. So are you ready? Let's start. Good, right? Thank you for involving your answering to me, and please check our answer all together. Okay, so she spoke English. What is the form of this active? Is it the present active or a past active? Right, it is a past active. So, if it is a past active, how do we change to be passive? Sure, if you want to change it to passive, you have to make it into a past passive, right? So, the first step that you have to do, what is it? Take the object to be function as a subject. So, in English, right? And then, I take the subject of passive to put as an object. Why I put that? Because I know who is the doer, right? I know who is the doer. Okay, so the next step, what should I do? Add to be. How do I add to be? Is it the past or present? It is a past, right? So English, is singular or plural? Right, it is singular, right? So I need was over? Sure. Was, right? How about speak? Spoke. Sorry, spoke. How do I do it? Spoke. I have to change verb 2 to verb 3. So spoke. Okay, speak, spoke, spoken. Right. Very good. Okay. Okay. So the second sentence. Let's start with the second sentence. Right. He. So he is singular or plural? Singular, right? So in here, our sentence is past active or present active? Past active, right? So that's why we have to use it with was. Okay? Verb 1 and verb 3, verb 1 and verb 2 need to change to be verb 3. So was it fourth? Right. It's going to be fourth. Do I know the doer? Do I know the doer? Who is the doer? They, right? They. Is it real that we know exactly who are they? No. So we don't know who are they. That's why no need to put by them. Okay? All right. Let's move to number 3, or the statement of number 3, or sentence number 3. She drove her car. The first one, object to be the subject, right? Her car. Is it singular or plural? Singular. The active statement is past active or present active? Past active, right? So past active, use it with verbs. So drive, throw, thrown. Good. Do I know the doer? Yes. So I put by her. Okay. Is it easy? For sure. If you recognize, you remember the way of changing from active to passive, you will be easy in order to create a sentence of, or to change the sentence of active to passive sentence. Okay. All right. However, everybody, please don't forget that you have to complete me with the work here. So all of this work, let's letter A, circle A for active or P for passive. Underline the verbs in the passive. So here, if you have found that the sentence is the active statement or passive statement, you have to circle which one? A for active, P for passive. However, when you see that this sentence is a passive statement or passive sentence, you have to underline all the passive words. The word that focus about passive, like here, the baby was dressed by her mother. So here they call letter P and then underline was dressed. So this is we call passive. Because of what? Our passive form is be plus participle. Okay? Okay. So section A and section B you also completed for me as well. Circle the correct words of what? Is it passive or active? So in here you have to think or to have to consider about what is the sentences is passive sentence or active sentence. Okay? Alright? So don't forget to complete your work, and today hope that you enjoy the learning, and goodbye one. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.